Okay, spine. Hit the spine here. This one will go, I think, a little quicker. So we're going to start off with the down dog, cobra, and then back to down dog with the elevated scorpion. So starting with the down dog, I'm going to then drop myself in. I'm going to try to extend through the upper back while keeping my glutes nice and strong here. Imagine you're trying to arch the upper portion of your back. And I'm going to press back to the down dog. Lift one leg high and reach it up and over until you can get a stretch all through your side from that hand all the way to your foot. Bring that back over to the other side. Reach, find that stretch. A big strong glute contraction on that side reaching. Back to down dog. And then we're going to come down to all fours. And I'm going to take one hand, put it on my head. I'm going to dive my arm, point my elbow through. Then I'm going to push the ground away and keeping the hips where they're at. I'm going to reach it for the sky. And then when I'm here, I'm going to take a big breath and expand my rib cage. Exhale, rotate through. One more there. Reach. Inhale. And then switch hands, other side. Through, reach, and inhale. Second rep. And then from here, we'll go into 3 cat camels, arching the back, starting at the base of the spine, coming through rounding. Back to the arch. To the rounding. One more. And I'm going to take and make a little triangle target for my head on the ground. So almost like I was about to do a diamond push-up. I'm going to put my head right in that little circle. And then I'm going to come forward until my shoulders are completely over my head, almost like I was about to try a forearm stand. And my thighs should be vertical. And from here, I'm going to try and do a cat-cow with just my low back. Everything stays fixed. And I'm just articulating the low back here. For 3 reps. I'm trying to round, squeezing out all the air. And then trying to arch as much as I can from that position. And then coming back from that, turn over backwards. I'm going to walk my shoulders toward my feet. And from here, I'm going to drive. I'm going to grab my ankles if I can, walking my feet in. If not, you can just have your hands on the floor. Drive up. Now you really want to think of pushing the rib cage up toward your head. So we're really trying to exaggerate this here, squeezing tall. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to lower down carefully. Bring my knees up. I'm going to wrap my hands around my knees. I'm going to rock. Decompressing the back a bit. And then from there, I'm going to rock back toward a plow position. So trying not to put any weight on my neck. If you're more flexible, you may be able to get your feet to the ground. I'm going to pause here just for a few seconds. 3, 2, 1. And we'll roll ourselves all the way up to seated in the spinal rock. And 3 spinal rocks where my goal is to round my back as much as possible. So I'm smooth as I come across the floor. And then sitting tall at the top. You get this right, there shouldn't be any clunking in your low back. Nice and smooth. And then from there, we're going to finish with a few things of this series in the standing positions. We're going to come upright. And, or those of you that have low ceilings, you might have to kneel, but I'm going to interlace my fingers together. I'm going to reach for the ceiling. And then from there, with a narrow stance, I'm coming down into a deep side bend with the reach. And up. 2 times per side. Sorry for the buzzing. And then I'm going to do a standing Jefferson curl. So I'm going to start with the chin. I'm tucking my hips under. I'm rounding down, similar to what we do with weights. But here we're just trying to make it nice and smooth with body weight. Reaching toward the floor. You're able to get your hands to the floor easily. You can always bend at the elbow. Tucking the hips under. We really want to think about tucking the hips under, hips right over the feet. Slowly curling back up to a stand. When we get to the stand, I'm going to rotate my hands back, and then I'm starting at the top of the spine. I'm trying to arch the upper spine, keeping the glutes tight, arching back. And slowly back up on top. Tuck the hips. We'll curl down one more rep, same way. Curling, curling. Reach with your hands or your elbows at the bottom. Curl back through. Really try to fire those little abs to curl the hips under. Curl the spine up. Shoulders and hands rotate back, starting at the upper part of the spine, bending first. And back upright. And then last we'll do is a spinal circle from here. It's sort of a circling version of that. So we'll start in a similar down position. But I'm not going to go to complete max range here. Then I'm going to come over to the side. As I come to the side, I've got to kind of push my hip through, which puts me kind of in a side bend. Glutes squeeze. I come through that back position, over to the other side, and I end it back in the front, and then we'll reverse. And good strong glute tension anytime you're in that side or back position. We'll curl back through and up, and that's one time. So now I'm going to go nice and quick to the second one. So into the down dog. Swoop through to cobra. Back to down dog. Reaching through the elevated scorpion. Opposite side. And down to kneeling. Hand on the head, reach through, reach for the sky, big inhalation. Rep 2. Switch sides. Inhale. Reach. Inhale. Cat camel for 3. Make your little target. Bring your shoulders over your head. It's like you're about to do a headstand. 3 cycles of the lumbar cat-cow. Really trying to find a really strong abdominal contraction to round and tuck your hips under at the end. Shift through. Grab your ankles. Walk them in, walk your shoulders in. Squeeze and press up into a shoulder bridge. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Grab your ankles and rock. And around the back as much as you can. Rock back to a plow. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rock upright. 3 spinal rocks, nice and smooth, rounding at the low back. Up to a stand. Bonus points, I guess, if you roll up to a stand. You're going to grab and reach for the sky. Tuck those hips under, nice and narrow stance. Really reaching into side bend. Side. And standing Jefferson curl, rounding, tucking the hips. Reaching at the bottom for 3, 2, 1. Roll back upright. So arching, glute squeeze, back into an arch. Back upright, back down into a Jefferson curl. Reaching, 3, 2, 1. Tucking through, back upright. Reverse Jefferson. Back upright, come down, finish with the circle, reaching out to the side, squeezing the glutes, driving through. And back. And up from there. That is the spinal series.